Hi, today we're going to be talking about the difference between a FARBAR As-Is contract and a FARBAR Standard contract.
Hi, my name is Christian Fautz.
And my name is Jamie Fautz. We're with the Fautz Group with MVP Realty. Today we're going to be going over the differences between a FARBAR As-Is contract and a FARBAR Standard contract. We get a lot of questions from both our buyers and sellers alike. So today I'm going to be asking Christian some of the questions that we have. So Christian, what does as-is mean in real estate?
That's a great question. We get that quite often from both buyers and sellers. As is means exactly what it says. The property is being sold as is. That the seller has no expectations to make any repairs or improvements to the property, and the buyer is buying the property as they see it.
Got it. And how does as-is contract differ from FARBAR Standard contract?
It really comes down to just two different points. One is the inspections and the repairs. It's the timing for the inspections and what is going to or not going to get repaired.
Okay. And who uses the as-is basically?
A lot of times you'll see as-is contracts are used when there's bank-owned properties because they're taking it back in foreclosure, probably has not been well kept up. You'll see it a lot where there's trustee sales, where probate, somebody passes away, the property is being inherited. You also see it where people are financially distressed, where they're looking to sell. Maybe they're behind on their mortgage payments and they need to sell the property quickly. They obviously don't have money to pay their mortgage. They don't have money to make repairs, so they're selling it as is. And then you'll also see it by sellers who may not be in financial distress, but they have not kept up with the property. And it generally will need a lot of repairs or upkeep, and they don't either have the time or the money to make those repairs, so that's why they put it on the market as is.
Got it. That makes sense. And then with the FARBAR Standard contract, what does that look like if there are repairs that need to be made?
Okay, well the difference is the as is, the seller is under no obligation to make any repairs. The buyer can request them. Right? They can go and get their home inspection and it comes up that, hey, you know, the hot water heater is at the end of its useful life, the ice maker in the refrigerator is not working. So they can go back to the seller and say, hey, we want you to fix A, B, and C, or hey, we want a $3,500 credit to make these repairs.
Got it.
But the seller is under no obligation. They do not have to comply with the request. And if that's the case, the seller can cancel the contract, and then the buyer can decide as well that they want to cancel the contract if the seller is not willing to make any repairs or give them a credit at closing to make these repairs.
Got it. And then with the standard,
it's a little bit different because generally the seller agrees to a limit or a cap on the dollar amount that they would be willing to make repairs.
Okay.
So you'll see they'll put in, I'd be willing to make repairs up to $1,500 or $1,000 or $2,000. It's usually not a big number. Like you don't see somebody putting in a standard FARBAR contract, I'm willing to make repairs up to $10,000 or $15,000.
Got it.
This way, both parties are going into the contract knowing that the seller has to make some repairs if they come up, and the buyer has a comfort zone knowing that if smaller things do come up, the seller will make those repairs.
And when do they usually decide on that magic number that they're going to make the repairs up to? Like whether it's $1,500, $2,000, do they decide after the contract is signed, or is this before you put the house on the market?
It's in the contract.
It's in the contract.
So
okay.
Yeah.
In summary, what are the differences? So we have the as-is basically you're selling the house as is under no obligation for repairs, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then the standard is, hey, we're coming back to you, we need these repairs, but you're only responsible for up to a certain amount.
Exactly, a certain dollar amount, exactly.
Right.
And also too, If the buyer under the standard FARBAR says, hey, these repairs are going to cost, $2,500, the seller can get their own home inspection done to verify these repairs are actually necessary.
Okay.
And then the second part of that too is they can get estimates from a handyman or a licensed electrician, whatever the scope of work that's required, to see exactly what the cost is going to be. So they don't have to accept what the buyer tells them. They can verify that information.
Okay, that makes sense.
In summary, both the standard FARBAR and the FARBAR As-Is contracts are both great, effective contracts, and it really comes down to the seller to determine which contract works better for them. We generally find newer homes in better condition, will use the standard contract and limit the amount of the repairs. We find that older homes, maybe homes that are in a little bit of disrepair, they'll use the as-is contract because they don't want to be obligated to have to make any repairs. Well, I hope you found this video informative to help you distinguish the difference between the FARBAR As-Is and standard contract. If you have any specific questions, please reach out to us at thefautzgroup@gmail.com.
And whether you're thinking about buying or selling, please feel free to contact us. Please subscribe on the link below to all of our real estate content.
Looking to buy or sell here in sunny Southwest Florida? Give us a call, 239-778-1292. Visit us at thefautzgroup.com. And don't forget, subscribe here for more content.